Hi, I'm Craig Jones.
I'm Devin Jones.
We are a father-son review team, and we just saw Joker, the long-awaited controversial film Joker. We're going to talk about the movie and what we thought of it, but first I'm going to talk to the parents. Parents, do not take your children to see this movie.
By all means, leave anybody 13 and below.
He says that because, he just turned 13. Like, hey, he's 13 now. But
even some 13-year-olds don't take that.
Yeah, you know your kid, but don't interrupt me.
Messing up the tape.
Shut up, man. This movie is violent. It's very violent, gross violent at times. There's a really, really, in particular, graphic scene of violence that would be disturbing to some adults. And there's a lot of swearing, a lot of adult themes. There's hardly any humor in it at all. There's no reason to take a small child to see this movie, so do not. This is for adults.
This is not like your little family superhero film.
No, it is not. This is for adults.
There's no Batman versus Joker in this.
Yeah, none of that's going on.
It's horrible.
But it's also very disturbing. It deals with a very disturbed individual. And there's just, I really don't see any reason to take a kid to see this movie. Like I said, 13 is probably okay, but you know your kid. If your kid gets easily upset by stuff, or if he's easily impressionable, or he or her, you don't want to take him to see this movie. Because, I've talked with this kid a million times. He knows right from wrong. He understands what the stuff is just a movie, okay? But if your kid, if he doesn't act right, maybe you should wait till he's a little older.
Yeah, if you got a kid that has like some issues, maybe he's like one of them kids that are about to end up on the news, like video games cause violence, don't show them this movie. Yeah.
And if you truly believe that movies and video games make people violent, then don't go see this movie because you'll be upset. All right, I think we covered it for the parents. Yeah. Parents.
Don't take it.
Yeah, don't take a kid to see this movie. 13 and up, I would say, and it depends on your 13-year-old. Definitely 16 and up, you're fine. Yeah. I think, But you know your kid. But we just want to let you know that Joker is not for children. Do not take your kids to see this movie. All right. That being said, let's get down to the movie. How'd you feel about the movie?
So, I don't know. When we were leaving the theater, I was talking about how I don't really know how to talk about this movie. It's like, I went in there and, I was excited to see this. I went in there knowing it was about to be good.
Yeah, he kept bugging me. We got to go see it. I didn't want to take him, but okay.
I wasn't let down. It was good, but,
So you like the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's a very DC heavy movie. I think, if you're going in there expecting to watch, a DC film, it's not super heavy with that. I mean, it is because it's Joker, but
Well, if you're a Bat fan like me, there's a lot of Batman lore sort of tucked in there. Yeah. But I'll get to that when I talk about how I feel about the movie. But yeah, it's not. It's not part of a universe. It's its own thing.
During the film, there was twice where I kind of forgot that they were even in Gotham until somebody said
Gotham.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like New York. It really did. Yeah.
I was thinking that at the beginning. I was like, this is just a really dark New York.
Right. Or an 80s New York. The movie takes place in the 80s, by the way. Yeah. They did a really good job with the set design. It looks like old school 80s. It does. It looks good. Well, okay, let me talk about how I feel. I'm a huge Batman fan. It's really the only superhero that I really love. And I did not want a Joker origin story because I feel he's a stronger character without an origin. And a lot of people feel that way. And if there was a Joker origin, this probably, in my mind, as a huge, longtime fan, this would not be it. His motivations, I don't want to give anything away. This Joker's motivations are not, in my mind, my Joker. That's not what my Joker does things. That's not why my Joker is crazy, And Joker's been around for 80 years. We all have our different takes on it. He's changed throughout the years. That being said, I didn't want a Joker origin story, and this really isn't my Joker, but I really like this movie. It's really good. It's really well made, really well acted, well written, well paced. It's a slow burn too. It's kind of a slow movie, but I never felt like they were wasting my time. It's a good movie. This is a solid movie.
On the drive over here, I was like scrolling through Instagram, and I think it was for the Oscars or something, but like Joaquin Phoenix, how do you say his name? Joaquin. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix was like nominated for like Best Actor or whatever for this movie.
Well, they haven't nominated anyone yet for the Oscars, but he's gonna.
Probably.
If he doesn't, man, that's just some social justice crap, which we're not going to get into on this show because it's garbage. But go ahead.
Yeah, I remember before this movie came out, like when we were first seeing the trailers, I was thinking, I don't necessarily know if I want to see this as a Joker movie or if I just want to see it. Like, I was saying that I don't know if would be a good Joker movie, but I would be like totally pleased if it was just a clown that's going insane.
Yeah.
Like, if it did take place in New York and it was just a dude that just everything sucks. So, like, I was thinking that before. And, like, about halfway through when the trailer's first coming out to now, I was like, all right, I'm cool with seeing this as a Joker movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I liked it. Yeah. Like I said, it's not my Joker, but I'd be okay, I guess, with this being maybe a new origin take on it. But for me, I don't really I don't want the Joker to have an origin. I just don't.
Also, aren't Batman and Joker supposed to be like the same age?
That's a thing for me too. I don't want them to be that far apart in age. But all that aside, man, this is a great movie. It's a good time. The depth of field choices with the cinematography are fantastic.
And the score in this movie, the music
is amazing too.
It's so good.
The framing is great. The sound design and sound mix at certain times are used so beautifully to create tension. It's just a well-made, well-shot, well-written movie, man. The ending kind of is all right, but up until like the whole talk show thing, I'm not spoiling, that's in the movie. That was kind of because that's not my Joker. But it's still really effective. It's still really well done.
You're like the entire time you're sitting there and you don't want to say nothing. You don't want to do nothing. You just want to sit there and watch the movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Good movie. People are saying that I've heard people say that this guy Todd Phillips, this director, that he copies Scorsese too much from the early '80s. He's another director. Yeah. He doesn't. I mean, you can see there's homages there, but this is enough of its own film that Phillips has a style in this thing, and he shoots it in a way that Scorsese doesn't shoot things. So don't be thinking it's just going to be a carbon copy of Taxi Driver or The King of Comedy. Those elements are there, but because both those movies were about a guy going crazy. But this really is its own thing. It's not, it doesn't pale in comparison because it's a different movie. It's not Taxi Driver. It's not The King of Comedy. This is Joker, and it's well done. And Todd Phillips has let me down many times as a director, and he did not in this one. I hated the second and third Hangover. I sort of liked the Little War movie he made with, them guys, I can't remember. I love the first Hangover, but,
Yeah.
He's kind of hit or miss for me, but he hit it. He knocked it out of the park with this one. This was a good movie. Very disturbing, though. I'll tell you what, though. People are so worried about the violence in this movie. There's really not a lot of violence. I mean, there is violence, but
there's only like 3 scenes that are actually violent.
That are like really violent.
And like those 3 scenes are really violent. Like there's blood. Like,
but they're quick though. They're very fast.
I mean, like he's just covered in blood of other people and all that. But like, yeah, they don't even last like a minute usually. Like the actual violence in the scene.
Yeah, most of the violence is pretty, just stuff that you could show on TV. It's the psychological, thing that makes it disturbing. But I mean, there
isn't that much violence other than the gore stuff in the movie. Anyways, he gets beat. Like there's some dudes punching each other a couple times, but like most of the movie is pretty tame with the gore.
It's really, I know there's this big controversy about how it's so scary and so disturbing. I really didn't think it was that bad, to be honest with you, man. My 16-year-old is back there, doesn't want to say it, but we came out to theater and he was like, that wasn't bad at all. He said, what'd you say if you ever read a comic book, or something like that?
Yeah, he was saying, like, if you think that's disturbing, go read a comic book.
Right, especially DC these days. All those comic books are crazy. Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad, man. It wasn't that disturbing, What are you showing me? What is
Mr. Pig?
Professor Pig, yeah, he's something. But hey, if you're not gonna talk on the show, then you just leave us alone. So you're messing up the flow. Anyway, where was I at? See, my 16-year-old just threw me off. What was it? What was I talking about?
You talking about disturbingness and stuff?
Yeah, it's not disturbing. I think a lot of people that were talking about it on Twitter and all that about being so disturbing hadn't seen the movie.
Probably.
The movie's not that bad, man. I wasn't.
It's really not that disturbing. Like, you're watching it and you're like it's slightly unsettling. It's not very. It's unsettling. It's not very disturbing because it's watching him go crazy. Like, you're like, this sucks, but at the same time, you're not gonna be going home like, man. You're gonna walk out of the theater like, that was a good movie. You're not gonna be like shocked by the disturbingness or nothing.
They may like it, they may not, you know. But it's not this thing that's gonna inspire millions of people to go kill people. It's just not that, man. It's just a little character study. And trust me, y'all. I'm sorry. I told myself I wasn't gonna talk about this. I just will for a second. You know, all this incel crap. Incels. They don't get it from movies and they don't get it from video games. They get it from talking to each other and hyping each other up and being lonely and losers. They get it from that on 8chan and 4chan. Incel isn't going to see this movie and say, oh my gosh, this is inspiring me to go kill someone. No, 8chan inspires people. You know, that stuff that they talk, their online community makes them crazy. This movie, he's really not an incel, man. This guy's like he's just, now you could say that the mental illness, because it's really mental illness that makes him like this in this movie, which is not my Joker. I don't want him to be insane. I want him to be something else, but I'm not going to talk about that. But
I mean, Joker has to be like crazy.
Yeah, but I think there's other things behind it.
Like the Joker
just
in this
mental
movie
illness
just
by itself.
Isn't just. There's like nothing right in his mind.
Right.
Regular Joker should have like a little bit of
a little bit of sanity, but mixed in with insanity.
Yeah,
but this, if you were to tell me that, you know, this kind of maybe showing that mentally unstable people will turn into something like this, if that offended you, I'd say I'd understand that. But this whole incel thing, this movie is not that deep, man.
Yeah.
It's just not. He goes nuts because he's crazy. That's why he becomes crazy.
There's just so much. He even like says that. He even like says what I'm about to say, not word for word.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not, but he says something like this where he's just a mentally ill dude. He's been through so much crap. And like nobody treats him like a regular person, so it just drives him insane, and he just becomes a Joker.
In the essence, my Joker in my mind, that's not why he's a Joker.
Yeah. And like
because he's mistreated. I just never found that to be lazy for the Joker. For real people in real life, yeah. But for the Joker himself, I think there needs to be a little more finesse there. But again, I like the movie. Don't hate on me in the comments like y'all like to do when I'll love a movie, but then there'll be one little thing I don't like about it, and people, you have to understand the blah 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 blah. It's cool. I did really love the movie. I love this movie. It's really great. It's so well shot. Oh my gosh. I love that it used a 35mm type frame instead of the big extra wide, because you can fit more height in there, and it just made him feel smaller when they was framing him on this big city and these doorways, and he just felt like this tiny little man. And then I don't know if you noticed, as the movie went on, he's getting framed differently, like bigger and bigger. Yeah. Gosh, this is really just a good movie, man. It's so well made.
And it's like Joaquin Phoenix just looks so like ill in this movie, because he has no weight to him, like you can see his ribs and like nothing else, and like there's just scenes, like there's a scene where he's like stretching out his shoes, and from the back it just looks so
it's like
gross.
he's purposely doing that. You know, just contorting his body, and he does a really good job. Everyone does. You know how I never really thought she was that good, but what's her, Zazie something like that. Zazie Beetz, is that her name? She was in the Deadpool movie. She was
the girl that plays Domino in Deadpool too.
She was good in this movie. She was really good in this movie.
I kind of thought that they stop talking halfway through saying that.
Notice I had to stop it because he spoiled it, man.
You should,
because he spoiled it, and so we had to stop. And my 16-year-old heckling.
Put in a long bleep there.
But anyway, she was really good. I really liked her performance in this movie. It's very subtle, you know. So, and what he said earlier about the score is fantastic, man.
It is, and a lot of like there's a lot of scenes where it's just him and he's not saying anything. There's no words, and it's just the music, and it's like the same thing kind of with slight alterations throughout the whole thing. But every time it's just like, man.
Yeah, a lot of deep timpani drums, like boom, boom. You know,
And
but
like the
that's a
violoncello stuff.
That is definitely a throwback to Taxi Driver in a way, but. It was still, the music is so good. At the end credits, I didn't want to leave because I was just listening to the music and really loving
I was
the
really,
music.
like, that music really makes me think of Batman and the darkness
True.
of, like, playing Batman video games and watching movies and stuff.
You're right.
With just that, like, orchestra of darkness. That's just what the music is.
I didn't think about it. That music would work really well in a Batman film, I think.
Yeah.
You know, and you know what? This isn't really a spoiler, but I didn't like Thomas Wayne the way they made him. He's just always been this good dude.
In this, he was kind of a butt.
He was like a caricature of a conservative Republican, just that guy who doesn't care about anyone and thinks all poor people are lazy. And he was just, dude, I was not feeling that. That's not Thomas Wayne to me. No. But, you know, it's okay. I could deal with it because I like the movie, you know. Hey, look at this. We have a special guest star on the show today. Look at him. This is my son, my other son. His name is Wesley. We don't have a Chiron for you, so. So what are you going to talk about the movie for a change? He's a big DC fan, by the way. He reads comic books and.
It's not disturbing. That's normal. Killing Joke is more disturbing than that.
Yeah, it is.
You call that disturbing?
Did you like the movie? How about that?
Yeah.
Sort of, kind of.
I guess.
Yeah, you like the movie. Just on its own, if you don't think of it as a Joker, like maybe they're not Elseworlds in DC. What are they? What ifs or what are they called?
It's a different Earth.
Different Earth. So as a different Earth, would you be cool with this?
It's fine.
Right. What didn't you like about the movie?
Wayne.
Yeah,
that's wrong.
I didn't like Thomas Wayne in this movie at all.
No.
Bruce was okay, but
I mean, Bruce didn't even have anything. He was just standing there looking
weird
disturbed.
and awkward.
I didn't like Alfred either. I didn't think that was a good Alfred.
Nope.
They just screwed all that up.
The Wayne family just wasn't very
The whole
good.
Wayne family thing, I wasn't feeling that at all. But I liked the movie, man. I really did enjoy the movie. A lot more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
You know? Because a lot of times a movie like this will get so much hype, and you'd be like, it ain't that good. But this is that good.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie. This boy here.
Well, I mean, he has an origin. I don't care what you say. You're wrong.
What, the Killing Joke?
Yeah.
Dude, I hate that, man.
You didn't comprehend it.
No, Killing Joke sucks, man. I don't like the Killing Joke.
You suck.
No.
Yes.
No. One day turn somebody into
no.
Get out of here. Dude,
That was
the
not
F out of here with
that
that
was
dude.
not the point.
You know,
But you're wrong.
I do like the only thing I like about the Killing Joke is that conversation they have on the roof at the end. That's it. That's the only. I like that.
Yeah, about that.
That's the only part of it I like, man. The Killing Joke sucks.
It doesn't.
He's wrong. Agree to disagree, man, but
No,
that's okay.
It was not the one day. I mean, it is. That's
One
the
bad
point.
day could turn you into like shut up,
That's
man.
the point he was
F
trying
outta
to
here with
prove.
that
That's
bull.
not what happened. He was a lifetime. It wasn't that he literally just had one day. It was one day that put it over the edge.
Whatever,
That's the
dude.
point.
Even it's Moore, right? Is that Alan Moore?
Yeah.
Even he said that he's come online and saying he's not proud of that
I don't
story.
care
man.
what he's proud of. He's not proud of anything.
It's true. But no, he doesn't even like it, man. So no, I was not feeling the Killing Joke, but I was feeling Joker.
Anyway.
Okay, you have hijacked the show and took it into a quiet place. So let's bring it back into something lively here.
Killing
You know
Joke.
what? There's just little nuances that I really, really enjoyed. One thing I really liked is how, and this isn't a spoiler because you've seen it on the previews. You can put it together. The Robert De Niro character, the talk show guy, he comes out. First thing he does is this weird with his arms, and then you see Arthur doing that. But then
Yeah.
he sort of turns it into like Tai Chi after a while. So it becomes like this kung fu dance almost when he's just
He just makes it into like his own thing.
yeah. But you can see he got it from him. He was so influenced by this talk show host, and you know, looking at him like almost like a father figure. You know,
Yeah.
and that I like that aspect of it. How you can get so wrapped up in what you see on television that you feel like it's a part of your life when it's really not. You know, when you have nothing of your own in life. You know,
Yeah.
I like that. That was cool.
But like you can tell that they weren't really trying to make this like mainstream DC stuff because I mean like everything's different. Like his design's different. He's not in that purple. He's in like a burgundy red,
This boy here.
and he's got like the blue triangles over his eyes
Ugly,
and stuff.
garbage.
It was not ugly. It looked. It,
It
looked fine.
terrible.
It didn't look terrible.
It looked good.
It's not bad enough to make me not like it, but no, it's bad. It sucks. It's the worst suit I've ever seen.
I
The
would've-
trench
It
coat
was-
was better than that garbage.
I would have preferred
Red.
a
Burgundy.
purple coat,
Yeah, but
but I mean, I didn't mind I really didn't mind the Jared Leto Joker that
Yeah, I'm
much.
sure
you
you
know,
didn't.
he's not my Joker either, but I didn't mind what he did. I didn't like, he had that Prince coat on, and I like Prince, so I was like, all right, go ahead. He looked more like Prince than he did the Joker, but
He was a thug. He wasn't crazy.
well, he was a crazy thug.
Yeah, which is not what.
They say they filmed a lot of
That's
stuff
bad.
though that would be better,
you know,
but that didn't end up in the movie. But
Hmm.
well, let's think about who's been your favorite Joker then?
Mark Hamill,
yeah.
Mark Hamill.
I knew you were about to say that.
Luke.
Luke. Mark Hamill was good, but that's more of a
Yeah, that doesn't count.
No, it does.
I mean,
it
it does,
totally
but
counts.
no,
It totally
I'm
counts
saying
because he brings
it's
it to
not.
life with that voice.
Yeah.
It's not the same
I'm gonna.
aspect.
I bet. You know what? I think you're right. I think it's the Hamill one that's the
Yes,
best.
he's the best, but when you're talking about
Live
people,
action.
it's-
Live action. I'm gonna say Ledger.
Yeah.
But again,
I was just about to ask if you like the Joker that friggin' blew up a hospital or the one or this one.
the one
I
that
just-
blew up a hospital.
yeah.
I like
you
it better.
had purple on.
He had purple on. That, I think, of on-screen Jokers, I think the Dark Knight version that Heath Ledger, that's the closest to the Joker that I like. Because I do like a little bit of humor in my Joker.
Yeah.
I know people
mean-
get upset, but it's like he was like that for like 30 years, man. I'm from the 70s and 80s, and he was funny back then until
He's always
until the Dark Knight Returns came out. Then they really started making him not so funny.
Yeah,
but
but,
before
I
then,
mean,
he was pretty funny.
I like Joker
He's still funny.
to be laughing, not because it's a medical issue, but because he is making funny jokes.
Because he makes himself laugh.
Yeah, like when he
Well,
was
that-
telling Batman that
that's-
joke and they both started laughing. Just
You don't
him
know
actually
nothing
telling
about
jokes.
You don't know anything about that.
What do you think Batman killed him on that roof?
No,
That's the thing, man.
I know.
They think the laughing stopped because he killed him.
I know, but no.
All right.
That's not
Okay.
okay. Anyway,
I don't either, really, but it could be though. That whole book is garbage.
I don't
so
care. He should have said the joke.
whatever. Okay.
No, he should have said it.
He said the joke
No, in the movie.
in this movie.
No, he should have said that joke.
Oh, that would have been funny.
To the chick that he.
Stop that.
It's hard. I think it's hard to talk about this movie without spoiling it.
No, it's not. You just suck.
Well, you're talking about the only thing you actually started saying about the movie, other than it isn't disturbing, was a bunch of spoilers.
About comic books.
Comic
No,
books.
you were
moron.
talking about this
See,
movie.
this is
so-
my life here. This is my life.
Talk about what? What I said.
You were
See,
talking. You were
basically,
talking about
you're
that.
a referee when you're a dad. That's
you were
what you
talking
got
about
to
the
do with.
ending with the bloody shoes and all that.
All
That
three of
wasn't
my,
me. You guys brought up the shoes.
see, all three of my children are
that entire
teenagers,
scene you
and this is
started
what I
talking
have to
Moron.
deal with,
I was talking
every
about
day.
The conversation. Then you're like,
See, and
Yeah,
I gotta bleep
that
it in.
scene.
recorded.
I'm
Will
you
talking
stop?
about that
You stop
scene.
that?
I know what happened.
Yeah,
I'm
you said it.
But you started talking about that scene. You brought that scene up.
yeah, and you know what I said right before that?
I don't have an infinite amount of space on these cards, man. So shut up. Let's talk
don't
about
be
something else. Okay, so Joker, we really liked it. Even this one in the middle, even though we pretty much
We haven't given the rating.
at
yet.
least these two. Yeah, we'll get to it. At least us two is. You're with me on the fact that this just isn't Joker to you, right? But it's still a good movie.
Okay.
That's kind of the consensus.
Well, your thing, saying that.
But you were kind of agreeing too,
shouldn't-
like this isn't really
Well, yeah,
your Joker, but
I was saying the Joker needs to have a little bit of sanity with him. Like, he needs to not be completely insane. A little bit.
No, net.
I feel you. So we all are in agreement, just for different reasons, that this is a great movie, but it's not our Joker. Right?
I mean, I still enjoyed this Joker.
Yeah, I did too.
Just
I would, you know, and I would not mind seeing this Joker go up against Batman.
Yeah, he just wasn't sane enough.
He'd lose.
Well, yeah.
But differently.
Differently.
He wouldn't be out because he has a name.
He does have a name. You know who he is. You can find
That was genius. Yeah.
Stop. Okay, yeah, we didn't rate the movie, so what's your rating for the movie?
Bomb diggity.
Why?
Because it was just good. It's just a good movie. It's just enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give it the bomb diggity as well. Because I thought the filmmaking was amazing. The performances were great. There's not much that goes on in the movie. There's not much of a plot, to be honest with you, but it's mainly atmosphere through sound design, camera work, and great performances. And that's filmmaking 101. It's just a well-made, well-executed, awesome film. And I really enjoyed it. It's not for everybody. It's bleak and it's dark. It's depressing. Mm-hmm. And I'm really not into the social commentary, you know, oh, we're destroying ourselves because we make fun of each other, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. But what about you, guest star? I know you like the movie, so is it worth popcorn or bomb diggity? Come on.
Was it good or was it really good?
You think, was it great or good? Come on, man. You know the answer. Just say it. See, this is another part of being a father. Once they hit 16, they don't answer a question. You ask them a straight question, they just don't answer. Neither? It wasn't good or great?
No.
What
so
was
it? Bad?
No.
Was it like a misfire?
No.
So it was all right?
No.
I don't think he's going to give us an answer. He's just going to say no to everything.
It exists.
It exists.
It's a thing.
All right.
That would be worth the popcorn.
No.
Or misfire.
You're wrong. Stop.
Worth the popcorn.
Okay.
No.
All right, we got to move on now.
It's not it.
You know one thing?
What is it?
Hey,
Shut up.
shush,
It's
shush.
none of those.
You guys don't know about this, and I'm gonna actually talk about one thing before we go. There is something that is well done in this, and I haven't heard anybody in the mainstream media talk about it, or online even. Back in the 80s, there was this guy on a subway train. He's a white dude, and 3 black kids tried to mug him, and he shot them. And then the whole city of New York was like, some people really hated him, but a lot of people were like, no, he's a hero. Don't send him to jail. He's a hero. I know that they got what happens in here directly from that, you know, because in this film, the Joker, he shoots those people on train. It's in the trailer.
Spoilers.
It's in the trailer.
Enemy people would be saying, like,
shoot them
I think the guy that shot him was a hero.
Yeah.
Well, actually, nobody really. Yeah,
He
yeah.
doesn't shoot them.
Yeah.
In the
Well, I'll
trailer.
put a little spoiler alert, but
You're wrong.
but
Yeah, they don't show him shit.
the thing that he
They
does,
just beat him up in the trailer.
yeah. But that is directly alluded to in this movie. I know that's where they got that from, and I thought it was brilliant because back in the day, in the 80s, black males, we were the boogeymen. Oh, black males are going to come and get you. Nowadays, it's kind of like rich people are going to come take all your stuff. And like the rich people are going to fire you, and the 1% is going to hold on to everything. So I really thought that was pretty brilliant, the way they did that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
But see,
sure
maybe people reviewing the movie are too young to remember that.
it might be like they probably did take something from that, but like they just made that a lot darker because of how it ends up going with them.
Right.
But
But people were really, I remember the country was kind of divided on that. Some people thought, I can't remember his name, but the white dude who killed them black kids, some people thought he was a hero and others thought, he should go to jail. But I know that whole subway beating thing, those I guess they were Wall Street guys, type guys beating him up on a train. I think that's where that came from, I know it's where it came from. Because that Phillips guy, he's probably at least in his 40s, so I'm sure he remembers it. And I thought that was really well done. There's just a lot of cool little things in this movie that I don't know if a younger cat could have wrote this movie. I think it needed somebody closer to my age who's lived through the 80s and remembers what it was like and lived through a lot of those experiences that really aren't talked about today.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was excellent. The movie's excellent. It's a good movie. You know, I'm not. I don't. I don't want to hype it up too much because then somebody will go see it. But man, that wasn't that good. But for what it is, for what it's supposed to be, it's really good. We in agreement? All right. Okay. Sorry we haven't been doing videos. We've been really busy. We had to move. We got like booted out of our place we were living in, had to find a new place. We did, but it's a mess, and we really should be home cleaning that up instead of being here, but
this is more important.
Yeah, I guess. But thank you, Wesley, for coming on our show today. This is my second-born son, and well, first-born son, second-born child. And this is the baby, the runt, who just turned 13. So now I have 3 teenage children for the rest of the year. And then the next year, I only, dang, I'm getting old, y'all. I got some grown kids. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. And I hope that if you go see Joker, that you liked it as much as we did. And parents, remember, leave the kids at home for Joker. 13 and up. Really 16 and up, 13 if your kid, if he's all right and it doesn't have a lot of emotional problems, your 13-year-old could see it. But seriously, if your kid has emotional problems, do not take him or her to see this movie.
Yeah, this is something where you get a babysitter.
Yeah,
you
get a babysitter. Yeah, go out with some adults and have a good time. Do you have a good time watching this movie? Probably not.
Yes.
It was funny.
It was funny.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was much humor in it, but
what was funny?
All of it.
Oh, whatever. Okay. Some stuff I laughed. I don't know if I was supposed to laugh at it, but I did laugh at some things. But whatever. All right, we should end this, man. We're just burning tape at this point. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Peace. Throw up a peace sign, boy.